What's up, everyone? Mikey here. And
The other half.
Lauren. Um, excuse my voice. My voice is all messed up. She can help me. Um, but it's been what?
It's
2
been
days?
well, since I've been on, it's been a while.
No, from the surgery.
Oh, we're going on 2.5, yeah.
So I had surgery on Friday, and today is
Sunday.
Sunday. And we want to share our experience.
Wait, shouldn't you clarify what kind of surgery?
It was wisdom teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And it seems kind of late for somebody like at 27 to get them out. Most people get them out in their late teens, at most early 20s, but your teeth, just because of the way they've been over the years, that's probably why it took them so long to impact.
And I'm still in pain.
Yeah, well, in the end, they can only take 2 on the right side, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So that day, I was nervous.
Well, you've been nervous for like the whole week. I'd say the whole week.
I was nervous because I hate surgeries.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
I hate needles. And I hate giving up my body to other people. And
there's nothing more lack of control like than being put to sleep and having somebody mess around in your mouth.
yeah.
Like I don't think anything spells lack of control more than that.
So when we got there, it was all going good.
Well, we had to wait, I think, like an extra 40 or so minutes because the doctor was behind.
Fucking doctor.
It's not his fault. It was just the kind of day that it was.
I was really about to be like, if he ain't here in 5 minutes, I'm out. I'm wheeling myself out.
Yeah, but I would have rather gotten there early and then be prepared rather than got there too late and been like, sorry, they can't do it today. So we had to wait like an extra 45-ish minutes, and then finally they call you back.
Yep, and due to the coronavirus, she wasn't allowed back.
Yeah, so if you have a loved one right now going in for some kind of like oral surgery, like you can't go back there with them. You can't go back there and like hold their hand when they get the IV. I don't really know if you could do that anyway, either way, beforehand.
You could before.
I don't think my mom did.
But
Because I got mine out when I was 15. I don't think my mom was back there.
So, they gave me the needle, kind of flinched, but I didn't really feel it.
Yeah, so well, for obvious reasons, you have fears of needles.
That was a surprise.
But they did good. You didn't feel it in the end.
Yeah, that woman did very good with the needle. So
you're used to pain.
After the needle, I'm gonna let you take over because I don't remember a thing.
Yeah, so basically anything that happened after the initial administration of the medicine, he was gone. Like he was out, and it took approximately, I'd say, 2 hours back there, and that seems like a lot. Like I don't even think mine took 2 hours, but what happened was they had trouble with the anesthesia with you because for a lot of reasons. Number one, your tonsils are enlarged, as we have discovered. When I was called back into the recovery room after he was done, the doctor told me, listen, he's got some enlarged tonsils. And it's sort of like, okay, so let's just say your tonsils right here. And you're back here like this. And you got shit going on in your mouth, and it was sort of blocking, not really suffocating you, but you were coughing up and you were choking a little bit. He said, like, you weren't tolerating the meds very well.
And that was the one thing that was in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, what if I choke?
It was a possibility, so that's why he made the decision, all right, you know what, because midway through, I think he made this decision. He was like, all right, you know what, we're just going to do the right side. We can't do the left. It's not going to happen.
My left side is the one that fucking bothered me.
Yeah. And
so, if they took out these two, the bottom and the top, so...
He was, I mean, when I went back there after you were done, like, number one, you were sheet white. You were sheet fucking white. Like the walls. Like, that was the color that you were. It was bad. I mean, you looked like a corpse. But you were waking up. You were in the process of waking up, and you had the shakes really, really bad. And I don't recall during my surgery having the shakes that bad, but...
Well, I shake.
Yeah.
In some instances.
That's another thing that I think we need to address, is that when you have CP and you're put under for whatever reason, whether it's a surgery, even if it's something minor like oral surgery, your doctor has to be specifically trained in that, because you can crash. To my knowledge, your respiratory system can crash, and it's just not a good idea. But your oral surgeon has specific training in that, so he was comfortable with that.
He said it does. But I don't trust doctors.
Yeah, I know. So. No, I trusted him. He was nice. It's just, it's something that you have to take into consideration when you have something like CP and you have to be put under. Doctors, I feel like 99% of the time will say, you know what, we're not going to do it like that because you could crash.
And to what I just said, I don't trust them, but I respect them. The only thing that I don't trust them, because I used to go to the doctors, I go to one, and they say, oh, you need this. And I go to another one, oh, no, you do need this.
Yeah, like, nobody could really agree on your care when you were little. That's my takeaway from that. But everybody was pretty much in agreement as far as this surgery was concerned, but everything kind of took a turn midway through. And then when we were in recovery and I was talking to him and I was trying to wake him up, because they kept saying, all right, you just talk to him, you know, tap him on the shoulder, try and wake him up. And so I was doing that, and he was just out of it. I mean, he was gone. I
remember saying one thing, and that was
when the doctor came in, and
he
asked if he was okay. He was like, hey, buddy, how are you? And I swear to God, he looked up, and he was still reclined back like this. He looks up and he goes, hi. Because he asked how he was, and that's what he said. He said he felt high, and so the doctor's like, yep, that's about right.
So, I was coughing during the procedure.
Yeah, you were coughing and you were choking up during the procedure.
And I felt bad because we in the pandemic, and I know some people don't believe in the pandemic, and that's fine.
It's really not.
But they can have their beliefs.
We're not going there.
Well, I'm just saying. But,
Are we including a video that I took of you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But coughing was probably not the best idea.
You were unconscious. You couldn't help it.
I know, but that's still...
I think what ended up happening was they might not have suctioned fast enough, or something made its way down there, but your tonsils being enlarged didn't really help the situation.
And that's why you see me, like, kind of coughing.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of coughing up blood.
Yeah, you're still coughing up a little bit. I do think you might have aspirated a little bit, and
When we would come home, I don't remember anything.
yeah, well, what happened was when you woke up, you didn't have any gauze in your mouth, and I said to a nurse, "Can you put some gauze in his mouth?" And she was like, "Yeah, he's being stubborn. He doesn't want it." And I was like, "Just put it in his mouth. He'll keep it in. I promise." So she puts him in, and you kind of swatted her away a little bit, and I was like, "Just keep it in your mouth. Just bite down." So she put it. She kind of tucked it in your cheek here, and you kept going like. And I was like, "No, no, no. You got to keep it in your mouth." So he kept it in his mouth pretty much up until we got to the car, and it took two of us to get you in the car because you weren't weight bearing. And in hindsight, I should have waited in recovery for a little bit longer, but you wanted to get out. You were just like, I'm out. Like, you were trying to get up out of the chair. You were taking off the stickies and the little finger monitor thing. You were done.
I don't like being in that position.
Yeah, so I put you in the car. It took two of us to put you in the car, but we did. And I reclined you in the car, and you just wanted to be reclined, but in hindsight, I should have just kept you upright because that didn't help either. And you just passed out in the car. Like, you fell asleep the entire way home.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, you have no memory of anything right after the needle.
And I felt shaky. The same feeling.
That was another thing. The shakes.
After I get, if I take that medicine that my dad gets.
Mucinex?
Yeah.
You get shaky.
It's like 1,000 milligrams.
I thought you got stiff, though.
I do. I get shaky and stiff.
Yeah. Well, it's too much, and I asked them, I was like, is this normal? Because the shaking seemed excessive to me. I mean, the leg shaking.
They will see it in the video.
Like, it was pretty bad. Like, I don't even think the video does it justice. Like, the shaking, like, seeing it on my own eyes versus a video, like, I don't even think it does it justice, because it was a lot.
So when we got home...
Yeah, when you got home, you were weight-bearing a little bit. I could get you out of the car, and you managed to get into the chair. I wheeled you in. Thank God nobody was around. Because you were still dripping blood all over the place because you made me throw the gauze away, like, midway on the way home. So, nobody was around. I put you in. You pointed to the bedroom, and you were like, bedroom. And so I put you in bed, but... Oh, wait, did I hit you?
No. I smiled too much.
Yeah, don't. You can't really see the swelling on this side, probably just because of the beer, but if you shaved, you'd probably see it. But, yeah, you can kind of see it. But you got in bed. I couldn't keep you upright. You fought me on that. You yelled at me. And you snapped at me a little bit, and I was like, all right, fine. And so I let you be, but I tilted your head to the side so that if you had to cough, it would just come up. You rolled over on your back a little bit, and then you started coughing up, so I had to roll you back over again. You tried to push me away again, and so I think I snapped at you, and I said, sit up. And so you did, and you got sick. Probably because you breathed in a lot of that blood, but again, I couldn't make you keep the gauze in.
So I threw up.
You threw up.
Most of it was blood.
Yeah. Well, it was your mucus and mixed up with what was in your mouth, but I couldn't make you keep the gauze in because, God, this sounds disgusting now that I'm saying it back.
It's a lot.
Well,
and I thank you for watching over me.
Well, I sat on the floor, I think, for like a good 3 hours because I was too afraid to leave you after that because I think it's just a big unknown with CP when it comes to recovering from anesthesia or any kind of IV sedation is that I don't know how it's going to affect you. I don't know how your body's going to react to it.
I was messed up until yesterday. Yeah,
you weren't really, I don't think 100% until today. You weren't really operating at full capacity.
Yeah, so if anyone is going to do wisdom surgery,
first and foremost, I think I would recommend make sure that your doctor is experienced in IV sedation if you have CP, and if he's not, he might not even offer IV sedation.
Yeah.
Because when we were still in the recovery room, we talked about it, and we both agreed, you know what, IV sedation, it's not for you. It's not. I'm not comfortable with you getting it again. He wasn't comfortable with giving it to you
He
again.
was thinking about what's it called?
Oral sedation.
No, when
Intubating.
yeah,
He didn't want to have to intubate you because he was afraid that you were going to crash because you kept aspirating. And so he said, you know what, stop it here, wake him up because...
I thank him for that because I don't want that.
Yeah, and he said if we were to do the left that wasn't with him again, he said like we could go to Cooper and then they could do it at Cooper and then they could intubate you in case you crashed. And I was like, no. So I said, I don't mind him coming back here, but I don't feel comfortable.
Just give me the medicine.
Yeah.
Put the fucking needles in my mouth.
Yeah.
Get over them.
Well, we need to focus on recovering from this one first. And then we'll make an appointment to do the left. But he said basically oral sedation where you just take a pill and then you hang out in the waiting room for a little bit. I think he said 30 or 40 minutes it takes. Before. Yeah, I think that's better. And then you'll be awake. You'll have swallowing capacity, which is, I think, what you need to feel like you're not going to suffocate, basically. And I think maybe somewhere consciously you were panicking, and that's why you started coughing, some kind of a reflex that was like, shit, I'm going to suffocate. Like,
and now I'm okay.
Yeah.
I just got a little pain.
Yeah, recovery is pretty much as any other kind of wisdom tooth recovery.
In the video that you're gonna see, it's a little bit graphic.
Yeah. Well, it's not gory or bloody or anything. It's just you recovering.
Yeah.
But it's not like your typical wisdom tooth post-op video that you're gonna see on YouTube where they're loopy and they're talking all kinds of crazy shit. Jesus, like.
I really thought I was gonna say something.
Yeah, that was half of what you were worried about.
But I was too out of it.
You bypassed that step completely. You were right. You just went right into La La Land, and then you never went past that point.
And all I wanted when I got out was chicken wings.
Yeah, that was like the first thing that you said to me when you woke up from your nap when you came home. I want some fucking chicken wings.
All I want now is chicken wings and go fishing. That's all I want.
Some things never change. Even when you're on drugs.
So I just want to make this video to be informational, and the video that you're gonna see is
be careful with sedation, especially if you have CP.
Yeah. The video is gonna be a little hard to watch. It was hard for me a little bit, but
because it brings back memories.
So I hope you guys like the video. If you guys have any experience with anesthesia and cerebral palsy, or
because a typical person's experience with it isn't really it might not necessarily be the same. Like my experience, I mean, they took all four out. They took out all four of mine. And then I woke up midway through my surgery. I could feel him extracting this one. And I told him when I woke up. And he was like, shit. So that was my experience with it. But then I was okay after a couple days.
Yeah, so put down in the comments your experience. I love all of you. I'm okay. I know the video is gonna scare you, but I'm okay. I love all of you. And like I always say, never give up, never surrender, and get loyalty and
respect. You're flashing your tits.
And respect to everyone, especially your beautiful self. Thank you for watching.
I got you. You did great.